legs here. Sorry, I just, I'm hurting a little bit, and it's making me feel very, sick. I'm actually hurting a lot right now. Hang on 1 second. Just wanted to jump on here and just kind of. Okay, sorry. I had severe tendonitis in my right wrist. I had it since I started feeling some pain with it, with certain little things, maybe back in September of last year. But I'm stubborn, like my dad, so I didn't go to the doctor because it was tolerable. But it just kept getting worse over time. And about November, I was at work. I'm sorry. It's not hurt this bad. It's not hurt this bad, this whole time. And I'm home alone. Mom had to leave. She's gonna go to church and then go get me some supper and come back. So with me being so awkward to record in front of people, I was like, well, let me record since there's nobody here with me. Anyways, at work, this is like TMI probably, and this is gross, but I was trying to use the bathroom. And that's when it was always the worst. I couldn't really wipe because of the way I would position my wrist to wipe. That's when it would always hurt. And at work in November, I went to the bathroom and it was so bad me trying to wipe that I almost started crying in the bathroom. So I called my husband and I said, today's the day. I'm going to the doctor right after work because I can't do it anymore. So I went and I was thinking maybe carpal tunnel. And because, my aunt or whatever, my friend, best friend, aunt, sister, whatever you want to call her, Victoria, that I do the podcast with, she was like, I had carpal tunnel, and the way you're describing it, that's what it sounds like. And so I was thinking it was that because, I do a desk job, and a lot of people that constantly are typing and on a computer and stuff, they always have those problems. So when I went, he was thinking, maybe, and then he wanted me to be seen, or no, maybe he was looking and he was like, no, it's not carpal tunnel because it might be like the other tunnel. I forgot what he called it. And because he said that since my middle finger, index finger, and thumb, they're not the ones hurting, it's my ring finger, my pinky. He said there's another something tunnel it could be, and that means it's on this side, your outer side of your wrist to your elbow, that it could be that. So he had me do a nerve test, I guess, I think is what it was. So I had to go. They scheduled me to see a physical therapist, and he ran the tests and stuff on me. And that's when, I'm sorry, it's coming in waves. It's coming. He ran the test. I'm gonna have to do another video. I hate crying in front of people. So did those tests, and then I had to come back to see Dr. Kent Lord. Really good doctor, by the way. I really like him. I had to come back and, sorry. I had to come back to him to get my results, and then that's when he's seen that it was, he thinks that it was, tendonitis. but he doesn't know how bad it is, and he doesn't know if it's truly that. So he was going to do an MRI. So they scheduled that, and I did it, and that hurt so bad because they had to keep my arm from the hand up to like my elbow. They put me in like this little contraption or whatever, and I had to keep it really still, obviously. But the way it was positioned, sorry, it still hurts so bad. Hang on. The way it was positioned, it hurt so bad in that MRI, and that MRI felt like it took forever. So, which they prescribed me like Valium because I'm claustrophobic, and I told them I don't know if I'd be able to like go in it without having a panic attack. But it didn't even kick in until halfway through the MRI. When it finally did, I kind of just dozed off for just a little bit. And then thankfully I didn't think about it much when I started dozing off. Then it was, time to go home, and then I came back for those results, and he said that I had severe tendonitis in my right wrist, and there's just all kinds of junk. And he showed me the picture of it, and he was like, see all this through here, that's just a bunch of inflammation and just junk all in your wrist, and that's why it's hurting you. So normally what he told me was he would try steroid shot first, because usually that can help for a while, or sometimes in some people it has cleared it up. But he told me that he didn't think that would really work for me. He said that we could do it if I wanted to try that out first, but he thought that in the end it would result into me still having surgery. And I said, well, I don't want to prolong it if that's what we're talking about. I'd rather just go ahead and get it done then, if that's the case. So we scheduled the surgery for April 1st, because that was as soon as they had. And of course, it's the day before my birthday. So I had it yesterday. And I was nervous. There's always risk with any type of surgery you do, going under and everything. So I was really nervous, but, I needed it. I was ready just for the pain to stop, And, because I can't, I wasn't able to, clean or wipe or anything myself like normal. I mean, trust me, I'm clean, and I would spend an hour trying to clean and wipe myself if I had to, But I couldn't do that. And then, my niece and nephew, they want you to hold them sometimes, and it hurts so bad to hold them because the way my wrist would be positioned and stuff, I couldn't hold them for long. Can't really lift things really anymore like I used to, like heavier things. So then I always had to depend on Ethan or somebody to do it for me. And yeah, I'm a lazy person, but I don't like to feel useless either, so I was just sick and tired of it. So I said, let's just go ahead and do the surgery. Well, yesterday we did pre-op, and they came in, and one of the nurses, all the nurses were so great there. And the one guy, he did my IV in my hand, and when he was doing it, he put the needle in, and he's pushing, and I was like, okay, that didn't feel comfortable, that, hurt. Excuse me. But then he pushed again. I was like, okay, is it not all the way in yet? And then when he did it the second, I was like, okay. Then he did it the third time, kept pushing. I was like, hey, is the needle like a 5 foot long? What are we doing? And he's like, okay, I got it in now. I'm gonna have to tape it down or whatever. So I put my hand back on my lap, and I guess the way I was positioned it, the needle that was in my skin was trying to come through, so it had my skin protruded off my hand like that much. And I was like, he's like, don't worry, honey, I'm taping it. I said, okay. And then once he done that, they were getting me all ready. They brought my mom back, and the anesthesiologist came, and he talked to me, and then my surgeon, my doctor, he came and talked to me. And then I had to be there at 5:45 in the morning. And my mom walked out about 7:05, 7:07, and they took me straight back to the operating room. And I think that she said that he called her when he was finished around 8:15. So it was a little over an hour, which he said it would be about an hour procedure. And then I woke up in recovery. I started waking up, and my nurse, she was talking to me, but I'm not gonna lie, I was so out of it, I don't even really remember what she was telling me or saying or anything. I know she was asking me, like, how I was doing or how I felt, and I told her I felt sick, like, I felt very nauseous, so she went and got me some crackers and water, and I ate one cracker, and she gave me, like, a puke bag, and my mouth was so dry, I just spit it out, because it was just sticking to my mouth and stuff, and I was like, that's gonna make me throw up even more. So I ate a little bit of a cracker, and I, like, she'd only let me take sips of water, because, you know, if you chug it, that could also make you throw up. So, so yeah. And then once I started, she had to put, sorry if you hear the wind, it's so windy out here. But I forgot, she gave me one dose of medicine to help with nausea. It did not even touch it. It did not even help. So she gave me something else. And then that started to help. She only gave me a little dose of it though, so that helped a little, but then it came back, so she gave me the rest of it. And at that point she's like, okay, if you feel up to it and you're not feeling nauseous anymore, we can go ahead and try and get your clothes on you and you can go ahead and leave. So I was like, yeah, I want to go home. And then I looked at my mom and I said, I want Ethan. And she goes, I am not driving to Nashville. I didn't expect her to, but I just thought it was funny, because, like, you know, yes, I love having my mom, and I don't care how old I am, I'll always want her, because she takes better care of me than anybody. But I wanted Ethan, but she's like, I am not driving to Nashville, because that's where he's at right now. For, like, I don't even know what they're doing, to be honest. But so I finally, she's like, the nurse was like, you want me to dress you or your mom? I was like, I don't care. I said, I'm just ready to go. Just put, I mean, you're going to see what the Lord blessed me with. So, I mean, we're both girls here. We're all girls here, so I don't care who sees it. Because they made me take my clothes off, obviously. I can only have my underwear on underneath my gown. So, they were like, she was telling my mom, like, oh, you don't have to put her bra on or anything for us. Just put her shirt on. I didn't care. And I even told them when they said that, I was like, well, I don't really care who dresses me or what. I'll walk out of here naked if I have to. I'm ready to go. And I'm sorry. It's certain movements and moving my fingers. I try to move my fingers, but right now I just don't know if I can. But anyway, so we finally, Mom tells my dad to get the car or whatever, and they told him where to pull around to come get me, because they put me in a wheelchair and wheeled me out. And by the time we got to the door, he was pulling up to it, and I remember kind of saying, oh, perfect timing. So they get me as close to the car door as they can, and then I step up in the car, and then we go. And my dad, you know, he's hungry, so he's like, well, we're gonna get some food because I'm starving or whatever. And we get to one of the exits that's kind of like in the middle of the surgery place and my house. We're about halfway to my house or whatever, and we stop there. It has more food options, and he's like, you want McDonald's or what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's like I'm fine 1 second, and the next it's excruciating. He said, you want McDonald's or Hardee's? And I'm in and out of it. I'm basically out. I'm still like passed out. My eyes are closed, but I kind of knew where we were. So I knew there was a Pal's. And if you're not from East Tennessee, you don't know Pal's. But it's a good restaurant around in East Tennessee. Us East Tennesseans, we love it. So, I mean, it's nothing special about it. You know, it's burgers, hot dogs, it was breakfast food, so they have biscuits and all this other stuff. But it's Pal's. So, and they have cheddar rounds, which is like, I'm sure other places around have something like a cheddar round, which is circular type fried potato with cheese in it. And I said, oh, I want some cheddar rounds. So he went and got some cheddar rounds for me. That's all I wanted. Well, my mom got her a biscuit and stuff, and they were going to let me start eating my cheddar rounds. Well, as soon as he pulled into Pal's, I passed out. I don't even remember him ordering or anything. I did not hear him ordering. And then he wanted Hardee's, so then he pulled in Hardee's. And I remember waking up because when he was pulling in, like the curb of it, like pulling in is like really rough. And I went, oh, because I thought we were like hitting the curb or something. And then I remember him saying, oh, Lord have mercy, it's so crowded here. And then that's the last thing I remember of that. I don't remember getting home because we came to my house and I was going to stay at my house, you know, the day after, or the day of the surgery too, because, you know, I have my dog and it's not fair to him to be here alone all day. But they came to let him out and feed him and stuff. And they were like, well, do you just want to stay at our house? I said, yeah, today, yeah, because I can't even open my eyes. I don't want him jumping on me because Lord love him, he gets too excited and jumps, and I don't want him to accidentally hit me or anything and stuff. So I was like, yeah, I'll just go to your house. And then, excuse me. So they came, my mom and dad came in and they fed and watered him, let him out, played with him for just a little bit. I was passed out in the car. So, and then we finally went to their house and got in there in their living room and I ate my cheddar rounds and it was so good. It was so good. So I was like, I'm still hungry. And my mom had made this pancake sausage top concoction or whatever. It tastes like a McGriddle from McDonald's, but better. So Dad had some of that, and he's like, you want to try a bite? I said, yeah, and I loved it. He's like, here, you have this, and I'll go get me another piece. So I ate that, too, and I have to eat with my left hand, and I'm terrible at doing anything with my left hand, but I've actually, I guess because I have to, I've actually surprised myself at, like, how well I'm actually doing with certain things, like wiping and, like, eating and, like, stuff like that. So then after I ate, I was still exhausted, and I was like, I'm ready to go to sleep. So went to my parents' bedroom, and Mom made a little, I'm sorry, I'm trying to move my fingers. Mom made a little thing for my arm to be popped up. And then I slept from 11:30 to 4 o'clock. My dad actually tried to wake me up around 2, and he was like, hey, I'm eating lunch. Do you want anything? And my mom was like, don't bother her. Let her sleep. She's not a kid. She doesn't have to eat every, like, so many hours or whatever. And he's like, well, she might be hungry. And she's like, she's asleep. So he woke me up. He said, hey, I'm going to eat lunch. Do you want anything? And I said, no, I'm good. And then my brother and my dad, the three of us like to tease each other that we're faking and all this other stuff. So, like, if something happens to my brother, we're like, oh my gosh, you're just faking. All this stuff. So, they came in a little bit after my dad ate lunch, I guess, in between 2 and 4. And they were like, you need to quit faking. Which, obviously, at the time, I wasn't in the mood. I was still, like, out of it from the anesthesia or whatever. And then, finally at 4, my dad came back in. And he was like, hey, you might want to start getting up so you can sleep at night. We're about to order, it was my sister-in-law's birthday yesterday. April 1st is my sister-in-law's birthday. And she was about to be home with the kids and stuff. Actually, she was home at that point with the kids. The kids were taking a nap, and we were going to order whatever she wanted for dinner. And he's like, you need to get up so we can order what you want and eat and just, you know, kind of get up. And I was like, well, what time is it? He goes, 4. And I was like, well, yeah, I didn't want to sleep this late. But so I got up and went in there and we ordered some Japanese food. And then we were going to play Phase 10 because it's like our favorite game night type stuff that we like to do. And that was hard. I had to play with left-handed, but I just laid it out like all the day. I was like, I don't care if y'all see my cards. I said, I can't hold it. And so we played a little bit of Phase 10, but then it was starting to get a little late. I think it was like 8 o'clock or something. And I was like, well, I was like, we probably need to go ahead. My mom stayed the night with me last night. And I said, we need to go ahead and go home so I can let Duke back out and feed him supper and stuff because it's pretty late. But we stopped by my aunt's house, my Mimi, and talked to her for just a little bit. And then we left and got home around, I can't remember. We didn't stay there long. And then we let Duke out and fed him his supper and watered him and everything. And then me and Mom stayed up for a little bit and watched a movie because I wasn't quite too tired yet. Then we went to bed probably around 10 or so. And then I feel like I slept decently through the night until about 5 this morning. I think it started waking me up because I was positioned weird, and I just kind of was like moaning and groaning. Like I woke up enough to realize I was moaning and groaning and I was hurting, but I was still like really asleep. And then by 6 o'clock though was when it was really hitting me, and I was I'm sorry, it just comes and goes right now. But 6 this morning is when it really hit me. And sorry, that fuzz is getting on my nerves. And my mom woke up and she goes, "Are you hurting?" I said, "I'm hurting. I'm hurting pretty bad." And she's like, "You want me to get your medicine?" Because they prescribed me hydrocodone for the pain. That absolutely does nothing. I mean, it probably helps a smidge because I'm sure I'd be in a lot worse pain than I am. But it's just like, and I know they do it to where people don't get hooked on something and, you know, whatever. But I had like, I think it was oxycodone for when I had my wisdom teeth out. And that helped tremendously. And I took it for 3 days, maybe not even that, maybe just 2 days. Because I even told my mom, I was like, I know this is something that can be easily hooked on, and I just want to take it whenever I really feel like I need it. I feel like I'd be the same with this. You know, I need something that can just, at least for just a little while, just make me feel like nothing, you know? Which my aunt, she has ibuprofen 800 milligram prescribed to her, so she gave me that so we rotate that on and off with the hydrocodone, but it doesn't help. It just hurts. And this is only the next day, so I can't imagine what tomorrow or the next day is going to be, you know, like the third day. Oh my gosh. I can't do it. And like laying down in the bed, it's like, that's where I want to sleep and stuff, but it's like, I can't prop it good enough or something because it just hurts so bad. I don't know, but she got me medicine at 6 this morning, and then by the time I got up to take it, and I went and peed, because like I pee on my own, and like I have a way that I can wipe on my own, but she has to help me pull my pants up and tie them because I have like loose shorts on, but they're really, really big on me because they got stretched out somehow. So she has to tie them, and then when I wash my hands, I just do this, and then she has to dry it for me. So while we were up, I went ahead and peed, and then I was just like wide awake at that point, which I'm usually awake at that point anyway for work. So I just came in here and got in my chair and just started watching TV, and she went back to try to go back to sleep. And thankfully Duke went in there with her, and he left me alone, Lord love him. And then I dozed off around maybe 7:30, 7:45 or so, and then she woke up. I heard Duke come in here about 8:30, and that's what woke me up, and I've been up since 8:30 this morning. But then she left to go eat a little bit of lunch that she left at her house, and she had to go get ready. She's gonna go get ready for church and stuff, so she left at like 2 or so, 2:30, and so I took a little nap until about 4:45. She came back here because when my dad called me to tell me happy birthday, I told him that I was like half asleep in there. He woke me up a little bit in the middle of my nap, and I told him that I was like hurting really bad. And so she texted me and asked if I wanted to come over to give me one, and I didn't hear it go off, so she just came on over anyway, and she just left a little bit ago now to go to church. But she gave me my next dose of the hydrocodone, and it's not touching it. This is like, I mean, I know people out there that probably have worse surgeries, worse pain, worse everything. But you know what? We all have our own lives as well. And this is like the worst pain I've been in. And it's like, it's different types of pain all the time. Like 1 second it feels like it's maybe burning. And then the next it's like a really sharp pain, like somebody's stabbing me. Then the next it's just achy. It just aches. And then, but like now it's hurting to like it's hurting to the bone. It's like, and at first, like, I'm sorry, just talking about it, I'm, feeling it, I guess, and um, um, the wrist. So like on this, I can't really show you. So right here on this hand is where they had to cut open, and he said he's gonna put a scope in the middle of my wrist, right in this area, and they were going to do a scope just to make sure and go in there and look, make sure nothing else has been, no other trauma or anything else. And then on the side of the wrist where it was always swelling up and always hurting, that's where he was going to cut open and layer by layer peel it back and just clean all that junk out. And he said, he told my mom that there was quite a bit, and he got it all out. And he told me that he would have to move my nerve to get, in behind it too. So my hand or my ring finger and pinky would be like numb and stuff, and they're still pretty numb, but I think they're starting to get feeling back, maybe, hopefully. But he said that for different people, it could be numb for a day, it could be numb for a week, a month, a year, or even a whole life, the rest of your life. So hopefully mine was just a couple days and then I'll get my feeling back. But he had to get all that out, and then he stitched me up. And at first it was just hurting that little area, and that's the main area that hurts. That area right here is the main part that hurts. But today it's shooting pain right now. Today it's been hurting it's been going all the way up to my pinky, all the way down to my elbow. And it's like, it's weird because it's tendons, okay? And my tendons, I can tell they're angry because, like, it's so weird how you don't really feel your tendons. You don't pay attention when you have nothing wrong with them. Like right now, I don't feel these tendons over here or notice anything. But it's like I can feel each individual tendon that is like angry or something, and it hurts so bad. No, I've never broken a bone, so I don't know if I couldn't relate it to anything like that. I do laser hair removal, and that hurts really bad. I would rather do laser hair removal than this. And laser hair removal hurts. Which I know there's worse things. And because I only say that just because I've heard a lot of women that I have appointments like around. Like I was waiting to be seen for the laser hair removal appointment. Like I forgot when it was. But actually, people are in and out, and it's mainly women that do it. And there was a few women, not just one or two. It's like there's a few women that I've heard and seen them say that they have given birth. One woman was even natural birth and stuff, and they would much rather give birth than do laser hair removal. So I was like, oh, great. I would rather do laser hair removal than this, because at least with laser hair removal, yes, it hurts during, and it might feel like a little bit of a sunburn maybe afterward, but it's only for like a little bit, not for long. This, it's just not stopping. It's not stopping. So anyways, I just wanted to get on here. I know this seems probably like a long video, but I just wanted to get on here and explain what it was, what they did, and how I'm feeling right now. And this is the day after, and I really cannot imagine what it's going to be like tomorrow or even maybe the next day. But I go this coming Monday, April 7th, to do an evaluation and therapy. And I think he's supposed to take, this is my splint. This is, and it goes all the way up to here, like up my arm a little bit. So it's keeping my arm bent. I have to keep this on until Monday. And he said something about putting me in a brace on Monday. So, and taking, no, I don't think he's taking my stitches out yet. But anyway, so I think he's going to take us all, put me in a brace. But we'll see. And then I go April 14th, which is another week after the Monday. And I think he's supposed to take out my stitches and do more therapy and stuff. So So yeah, because it's my birthday and I posted a picture of myself, and there's a lot of people asking like what happened and stuff. So I already texted those people back and everything, but this is a video that you guys can see too, and seeing what happened and whatnot. But yeah, sorry about crying during this. I just am in a lot of pain. Medicine's not really working. I can't get into a comfortable position that makes it feel the best. So I hate when people see me cry, so ignore that, please. Just pretend like I wasn't crying, pretend I was laughing, because it's embarrassing as it is. So, but yeah, thank you guys for watching, and if you ever have to do this too, I'm sorry. Which, like I said, there's probably worse things, but thanks, guys. Tell your mom and them and your daddy too and the stranger at the Walmart about me. And until next time.
Like and subscribe to Lexi.